First week of February 2009, Polaris had its new 2010 Rush snowmobile in Old Forge, New York for a dealer invitation only demo ride. I'd like to thank Jamie from Don's Polaris as he invited me to go along on this demo ride. There you can see the new Rush. And they have one of them sitting outside with a couple of dragons. And as you can see here, the seat height is comparable between the two. And working your way around the front, they're both equipped with an IQ front suspension, so the height and stance is the same. And when we arrived, they asked all the riders their weight, as the rear suspension is highly tunable, and they set the sleds up for each individual rider. You can see the guys from Polaris setting the sleds up right here. And once they got them all set up, they invited us to go inside the tent, and they went over the features of the Rush. Here they're talking about the new dash cluster that it has and the new features that are incorporated into it. And then they went over the sled itself. Here you can see the nose cone heat exchanger, and they emphasize that it's not a radiator and it's structurally part of the sled. To make their point, they gave it a kick. And it's equipped with Walker Evans clickable shocks all the way around. The secondary clutch is new, and it runs cooler and shifts smoother up and down. And the rear suspension, see, I can see right through the track. They're like Taco Bell, they're thinking outside of the box. They've moved the components for the rear part of the suspension outward, so now it has lots of room to travel and do its thing. And the rear light is LED, it's nice and bright, you can't miss it going down the trail. And take note of the right footwell. They've moved the chain case inward, which gave you more room in the footwell. And then see the triangles in the rear suspension? They've used the triangles throughout the whole frame, so structurally it's very strong. Triangles are great things to work with. You get up on it and you twist on the sled, it doesn't flex, it's nice and rigid. There you can see the brake is moved outward. And in the front end, the days of the traditional bulkhead and tunnel, they're gone with this sled. It has components, and if you dink the front end and bend something, you just replace the component that's bent. You don't have to replace the bulkhead and the tunnel anymore. Get you back out in the trail a lot faster. And here you can see the front part of the frame is made of aluminum. There's the triangle again. The oil tank has a low level light. When the light comes on, you have enough oil to go through another tank of gas. And there's the cowl. See how it's sloped front, leaning front. It gives you great driver forward ability. And here's the rear suspension again. See the triangles? There's the adjustable shock. And the rear suspension is called ProLink. It stands for Progressive Linkage. And it's a coilover shock, so essentially it's impossible to bottom it out, because the more you compress it, the stiffer it gets. And it really does work. You get out in the trails and start going to the moguls, it just eats them right up. There you can see the cowl again, how it's sloped front, moves a lot front. It's great. You're able to slide up on the seat. And the front end, they've took technology from aircraft, and they're using structural adhesives to hold the aluminum together. And then if you have to replace something, you just heat up the structural adhesive, it releases, you put in a new component, put it back together, you're out in the trail again. And it's not welded together, which saves a lot of weight. So once they got done going over the whole sled, they took us for a demo ride, and we went for a demo ride. We went like 40-45 miles. The conditions were great. Here you can see us going out trail 5, and we went up 5 and 10, crossed 9, 1 and 2, back down the pipeline. I mean, we went for a nice ride. We were taking a break, and they were checking with everybody if they were happy the way the sled was handling. And it's so simple to adjust it. You just reach up underneath the seat and give the collar a twist, and you can increase and decrease ski pressure on it. Now watch here, this was on trail 10. There was a fishbowl right here, about a foot deep. And watch when the rushes go over it. It just absorbs them. Now watch the dragon, the pogo sticks. And we took a break up in Big Moose, and we're heading back down trail 2. Now watch this, he's going to go over a couple jumps, and you can see the way that it just absorbs the landing. Instead of it jarring your back, it just floats you down. I'd like to thank Polaris for doing these demo rides. It was a great way to introduce a new sled. And if you want to take a demo ride on one of these, they'll be at Snowfest this March in Old Forge. Weather and trail conditions permitting, of course. I hope you enjoyed this video, because I had fun making it. And remember, see ya!